So let's get started. We're gonna do a little breathing. Place the hands over the lower abdomen, let the crown of the head gently rise. Relax the shoulders. And take a nice breath in, slowly out. All right, let's warm up our ankles. We're gonna bring 1 foot forward and just rock it side to side, gently. Okay, other foot, side to side. And we'll bring 1 foot kind of forward and we're going to lift the heel and toe and try to keep a little bend in that knee the whole time. That. Okay, other foot, heel and toe. Keeping a little bend in the knee. All right, pick up your foot and circle. And reverse directions. Okay, other foot, circle. And reverse directions. Okay, bring 1 foot forward. And try to keep both feet aligned, parallel. And we're going to shift forward and backward, forward, back. Try to keep your feet flat on the ground. All right, switching legs. Forward and backward. All right, then widen your stance. And then we'll go side to side. Forward. Okay, and then let's do a little hinge. Pick up, hinge. Okay, and lift one arm up, leaning over. Inhale, other side. Again. Back and again. Inhale, very good. Roll the shoulders back. And let's bring our arms out. One arm palm up, the other arm palm down, and rotate opposite directions. Bring the hands together. Let's do a figure eight. So up the side, down the middle, up the side, down the middle. And reverse directions, come up the middle, down the side. Right, and bring the hands to the front, circle. Stirring the pot. Reverse directions. And relax, roll the shoulders back. Again, and then do a couple neck stretches looking down. Get back up. Look over the shoulder. Cross, look over the other shoulder. Back to the middle, tilt the head to the side. Middle and tilt to the other side. So one more time, looking down gently. Gently back up, looking over the shoulder. Cross, look over the other shoulder. The middle, gently tilt the head. Back to the middle and tilt. Then do a very light head circle just to let go of any tension. And reverse. All right, okay. And let's take a seat, chair. Stance. And rock forward and back. So focus on the pelvis, tilting forward, tilting backward. Keeping your back straight, aligned, feet flat on the ground. Let's go side to side. And again, tilting the pelvis. Do a little circle coming around. Reverse. Right, back to the middle, very good. And let's do our either sit to stand or squat. So just do what's comfortable for the knees. So you don't have to go all the way down to the chair for the sit to stand. If you want, you can just bend the knees, whatever depth is comfortable in a squat position. So whatever's comfortable, here we go. Stand down, 1, 2, 3, 4, keeping the back straight, looking forward, 5, the whole time, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. And then we're gonna go behind our chair, gently. Knee raise. Ready, and come up, slowly down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Other side. Get ready. High and down. Feel free to hang on to the chair, control this position. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Side leg lift. Again, hang on to the chair as needed. Toes pointing forward. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Other side. Ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Back leg extension. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. Get ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. And heel lift. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, then we're gonna bring them all together, all 5 exercises. All right. Get ready. Squat first. Squat. Knee raise. Side leg lift. Back leg lift. Heel lift. That's 1. Go. Knees. Side. Back. Heel. That's 2. Squat. Knees. Side. Back. Heel. That's 3. Good job. Keep steady. Knees. Side. Back. Heel. That's 4. Squat. Knee. Side. Back. Heel. That's 5. We're halfway there. Squat. Knee. Side. Back. Heel. That's 6. Squat. Knees. Side. Back. Heels. 7. Knee. Squat. And knees. Side. Back. Heel. It's 8. 2 more. Squat. Knees. Side. Back. Heel. It's 9. Last one. Squat. Knees. Side. Back. Heel. That's 10. Very good. If you need to take a quick break, feel free. For our next little transition. Some exercise for balance. Good. 15 more seconds of rest. Stand up and get ready. Keep everything nice and loose. Right, so when you're ready, stand on up. We're going to be going through our basic strategies for balance, stability strategies. So first, practicing the ankle strategy. So just shifting forward and backward, and you could even go side to side and just find the limits of stability. So find that point that if you go too far right, you have to take a step or you have to do something to catch yourself. So, but try not to catch yourself, just try to go right up to those limits. All right. So just moving through the ankles, forward, back, side. See how far you can go. Side to side, so we fairly, go quite a bit. That's because we have a little bit more stability with our feet sideways. If you were to bring your feet together, it'd be harder. The wider your stance, the more stability you have in that, it's called frontal plane. But going forward and backward, we only have the length of our feet. So if you have bigger feet, it's a little easier than if you have really small feet. But still not that easy. It's of course easier if you take a step. But right now, just testing those limits, the range, not moving through the hips. Make sure that the whole body, as we're doing this, stays in line. Going backward is harder than going forward. There's less muscle to support you. Going forward, what is, muscle supporting you here? Not the glutes, actually, no. I mean, maybe to a certain degree. What was it? Not quite the thighs, no. Thighs will pull you forward. It's actually the calves and a little bit of the hamstrings, but mostly the calves. So the calf is a pretty big muscle, right? So that's why we can lean quite a bit more forward than we can going backward. It can hardly go, right? Because that's it's a small tibialis anterior muscle that doesn't do a whole lot to support you. And that's why the toes want to even come up. It's hard to even keep them forward. But going forward, a little bit more range through the calf. So your calves, those ankle muscles are really important for that initial balance and stability. Now let's go just hip strategy. So hip strategy, we're just gonna go through it like a nice hinge. So if we were reaching for something, right, the ankles can only get us so far. So we would next go into the hips to get a little further. So ankles here, hips quite a bit more. Let's just practice that. Just a few hinges. You can do it alternating arms if you want. You can do both arms. Of course, if you wanted to counterbalance, if you really were, focused on reaching for something, you would probably reach one arm and the other arm backward. Because if you do both arms, you can almost get there, but both arms you gotta hold back a little bit more to not bend, right? Because of the mass, right? So pulling one arm back a little bit actually helps you counterbalance a little more. That's your hip strategy, the range in which the hip, that's quite a bit. And of course, if you still needed to reach further through the ankles as well, there's a little bit more you get, but there's only so far before you then lose your balance and need to take a step. So the final strategy is our step strategy. So if you know something's far away, you might just initially take a step, right? If you take a step, you can reach really far with your hinge because that's stabilizing this frontal plane range. You can alternate, maybe taking a step, reaching as far as you can, utilizing kind of all three strategies. The hip to hinge forward, the ankle to shift that weight into your feet. You get all three when you take that step. But there isn't always space to do this. And these are all what we call anticipatory balance because it's in relation to something that we anticipate. We see something that we want to get, we do the correct adjustment. A pen right here, I might just use my ankle strategy. Something a little bit further, might use my hip. Something a little further, I know I have to then take a step, right? So you're planning for it, but we can't always, not everything is planned, right? So sometimes there's something we have to react to. And so that's what we're going to work on a little bit more now, and we've done before. So basically transitioning, the most important reaction is going to be, we lose our balance and let the hips come back. The most common reaction is we lose our balance and we take a step, right? That's really easy, but that's not always foolproof because if you're reacting, right, this is something that came out of nowhere, right? If there's something in front of that foot and you try to take a step, then you're really gonna fall over. That's what really causes that. So so we want to get in the habit of practicing to push those hips backward as we lose our balance. So do this in front of your chair, or in back of your chair, not in front, sorry, in back of your chair. So it's in front of you, and we're going to kind of intentionally like go through the ankle strategy and push past those limits of stability, push past the point where your ankles can't support you anymore, and then you have to react and use the hips to catch you. If you don't, you're gonna, tip over, right? So lose your balance slowly, like you're reaching for something, and then use the hip quickly to react. Try to work on pushing those hips backward. Just like we would if we did a trust fall, we would naturally have to quickly bring our foot forward, right? I think all of us can pretty naturally catch ourselves. If you want to start with that, just to get the feeling of losing your balance and stepping, feel free to do that. So that's the step strategy. But then as soon as you get that feeling, lose your balance and then catch yourself with the hip. Okay. And the more you practice this, it will get easier. But part of the reason why it's difficult for some people is just our hinge motion is just not very fluid, not very effective. So, practice those hinge exercises, come to strength training class where we do some hinging. And it helps also, the kind of natural reaction, let the arms kind of come back a little bit, not necessarily back here, because if you're only going to fall over, you don't want to get in the habit of having your hands behind you. You won't be able to protect yourself. But if you kind of splay the hands up, kind of brings things back a little. So we're here and simultaneous leaning and reacting, pushing the hips back. And it is really, I want you to imagine like if you lean and you just bend over, right, you're just going to keep falling over. So you really have to drive the hips backward, like you're sitting back quickly. So it's a quick shifting gear. So here and then pushing those hips back. You can bend the knees a little bit. You don't have to keep your legs straight, but really push your butt back quickly to counterbalance the fall, right? Prevent yourself from tipping over. All right, do that a few more times. Last one. Okay, relax. And sometimes you do it and you still have to take a step because butt wasn't big enough to pull me back. So but the more you can get into that habit of pushing that back, it's a lot more effective. Because sometimes things happen, you have to quickly react, and something's in front of you, it's not gonna be as great. So those are our 3 basic strategies. Let's go ahead and do some stretching now. So behind our chair, we're gonna do a nice calf stretch. Keeping our calves flexible and strong will help us with that basic strategy, the ankle strategy. And most people, their calves get pretty inflexible with age. So keep stretching these as much as you can every day. Calves have a big impact on your walking ability as well as your ability to stand up from chairs or just getting up. Okay, switching legs. Then we're going to get the soleus stretch. So the front leg, we're going to focus on the front leg, bending that knee as far forward as we can. Back heel can lift because we're focusing on the front leg, bending that knee. Keep the knee in line with the foot. Keep the foot flat. And relax. Good. Other side. Be a smaller step here, just bending that knee forward. Good, let's do a quick hinge stretch. Stretching the back muscles and also practicing a good hinge at the hips. Inhale, back up. Good. And let's take a seat. Quick knee hug. Just to help the lower back relax. Switch legs. Very good. Let's cross one leg over the other gently. Just lay down, hinge forward. Switching legs. Widen your stance, push the knees out. Leaning forward. And then we're going to do a straight leg raise. And hold, get nice active stretch. So lift the leg up and hold. Pulling the toes back. Lower down, side, straight leg, lifting up, keeping the back straight, keeping the leg straight, pulling the toes back. Down, relax. All right, sit back in the chair, bring the hands behind the head, tuck the head back, open the elbows wide. Bring one hand to the side of the neck, or the side of the head, and tilt the head, get a stretch on the side of the neck. To the middle, other side, gentle stretch. Good. Elbows and hands together, and we're gonna open back. Opening up the chest, shoulders. Hands out in front and open back, palms up. And hands together and down, get a stretch in the wrists. Up, turn them over and back up again. Get out and close, breathe in. Slowly out. And again.